We start, Drashtiben?
Sure.
Okay.
Hmm.
A very good evening.
There is more opportunities available for women who want to work from home today, with respect, right? With respect for their past work experience than it used to exist. So that way, it is overall good progress happening. Also, another positive, if we can say, it sometimes it's hard to say positive when we say so much bad things going on, but to take whatever is possible. The democratization of learning has also happened in a big way, right? So you can meet experts, you can network online. There are even LinkedIn has events these days, right? So you can go and join agglomerations, you can join groups which are related to your profession, yeah, your industry, and you can participate in all that while remaining from home, right? So that is possible. Then there is also there is a slight acceptance, there is also more acceptance of um, a person as a family member, right? So even not only for women, even for men. So nobody is going to majorly penalize if a child comes in the Zoom background anymore, right? We all know that it is the way that the world is. And you no more have to find an excuse or feel ashamed of having a family. So because it used to be almost like different person, family person is different and work person is different. It's not like that, it's the same human being, and it's fine. So there is more acceptance and more kindness. And of course, equally, the accountability also follows. So accountability follows freedom. So as long as you maintain your professional ethics and your communication and proactive communication with the clients, so even if there is a delay, you tell them, I will, sorry, I was not able to send it at this time, I will send it at this other time. It has to be clear and professional. So that way, overall, I think the progress for women because of opening of the pandemic has been good. uh, of course, there are challenges like home care and are becoming harder also. Again,
Right.
it is getting harder for everyone to manage household chores with children not going to school. So but somehow what has happened is people are adjusting to that, and anyway work is getting done. And sometimes work also helps the mind in a big way in such a situation. So I would say overall it is moving in the positive direction.
Good. Now, this is a question I think mostly all of have messaged me that how to approach for flexi working opportunities. See, there are so many opportunities everybody is telling, but when somebody is looking for that, they are not able to find those opportunities. So how to, like, one thing to we have done this coach, but apart from that, how we can approach for this flexi working opportunities and how FlexiBee is also helping for that.
Yeah. So so it is not easy, okay, like for the reasons I mentioned, that there will be always a more number of people. But then all we can do is we can showcase ourselves to the best of ability. So that's what I would like you also to do. You can register at our flexibees.com, and whenever the shortlist happens, because there are women really getting placed also, right? It's not that it's not happening. The reason why I'm saying is that we should not get frustrated or lose hope when we don't hear from the people. So you can register in multiple places and showcase your best in multiple places, and keep the preparation going on in the back end, right? So like I told you, I rise 5 steps: introspect, research, interact, skill up, and e-update. These are not a very neat single step journey, a single road journey, right? Sometimes you will go forward and then you will meet somebody, then they will say, oh, okay, why did you read this happened now? Then you will go and study, and then somebody will say, did you speak to this person, he has a project, he or she has a project. So it is a little bit of an iterative exercise, our preparation. So we'll have to keep preparing. So sometimes you will attend an interview, then you will realize that you should have prepared more. Then you'll come back and prepare more, right? So the preparation has to keep going on. Again, the preparation requires some mental willpower, right? So and don't depend only on your own willpower alone to do this. So you need to have some support system. You should have people believing in you. It can be friends, it can be family, and you need anchors, right? So it can be it changes, it varies for each person. So some people, it can be their spiritual practice, meditation, religion, music, whatever it is. So you need to keep your mind positive in this journey, and keep doing your effort, right? And expect that it will happen. So then we can't give a time frame that it will happen in this exact this thing. Keep the preparation on, and do your best, and it will happen. And but keep trying to get projects, and keep your mind always working on the next thing.
Okay. Okay. So like FlexiBees, people over here can register themselves to FlexiBees coach, like that. Anything in your mind which can help? Like, we are knowing that we should find these type of things, but how to find? So that is a basically problem. If something in your mind, if like LinkedIn, normally everybody say that you get yourself updated to LinkedIn, like that. Some tips which can help to get flexible work hours.
See, the reason we created this platform is there is not enough, right? So that's why we had to create this, that it's not a norm that flexible working, and easily people can find it. That's why we created it. So I think yeah, I'm not, I think, yeah, the network basically, even apart from posting your profiles in different places, we need to put ourselves out there a little bit, right? So we may not be very comfortable asking favors, asking people to spend time. I mean, why should they waste time talking to me, right? That can be our this thing. So that little coming out of our comfort zone to interact with people, our past acquaintances, friends, relatives, and colleagues. So all of those things all together go as a package. And we have found many people who land projects with their acquaintances, those who know them from the past.
Okay. And what kind of salary structures one can expect in this flexi working jobs options?
So this is mostly on a contract basis. Most of the roles will be on contract basis, and because that gives the flexibility to the client to see where the role is going, right? But once the setting happens, and if the role is meant to be a long-term role, like some roles are not meant to be very long-term. They are like, when work has to get over, then it will get over. Some work can be continued and on a long-term relationship basis. Then the contracts keep getting renewed, and many times the people get absorbed into the clients as their full-time employees, right? So that is the path that we have seen traditionally happen. So the way, the philosophy of the compensation is that for that particular role in the market, so today what is the market rate or whatever, and then there is an adjustment which happens for the part-time hours, because that is only fair, right? If you're working so many hours versus somebody who works a full-time hours, so that kind of a compensation adjustment happens for the part-time hours, and then a range is given for each specific role. So it varies a lot, so we can't say, but broadly that is the philosophy we follow at FlexiBees.
Okay. And what are the best practices that help women succeed in getting flexi roles? And sometimes it is also happening that employees are telling that even if we are giving flexible role, but they are not getting that work which they are expecting. So what type of practice a woman should do, or I think everybody should do, that they can get more and more this type of works?
I think that's a great question. Like I said, the remote working is different from regular working in a few ways, right? So what we have seen is that there are two big pillars of, we call it communication and transparency, right? Which broadly boils down to work ethic and professionalism at the root of it. But what we have broken down, we also have an induction actually for people who join us, who before they go on projects or just 1 week into their project, is that the communication is around being proactive and communicating. Not so we say that so many times we assume that people know we are working, right? So that is a so we are putting in so many hours, and then that's what is there to say, right? So what is there to say then? That can become a communication mismatch, can lead to a bigger problem. So what we actually tell our people is that you also have to say. So you have to do the work, and you have to say also that you have done the work in a nice way, of course. That and I think it will come through. But until that setting happens, until the trust relationship happens, until you understand how to work, it's finally a human relationship, right? How to work with the boss, how to work with your coworkers. Until that happens, you will need to see how much communication is required. Are they understanding my phone call better, my WhatsApp message better? I find myself when I am working with different team members, for some people, a message doesn't work. So there are misunderstandings. So some people phone call works. For some people, they can't speak because they are busy. They prefer you please message me, don't call me. So there are, even for our own staff, our own team members, we have to understand what is their preferred mode. Similarly, so we will have to initiate that understanding, that okay, do you prefer this? Do you prefer call? Do you prefer calling at this time, that time? And then it's not a one-way track. You can also say, I can't take call at this time, right? You can message me and I will call you back. So there can be time zone difference. Sometimes people work on international projects. Then you can send a voice recording if you can't take calls at 11 p.m., 12 in the night and all that, right? We don't expect people to do that. So there are ways today to overcome communication challenges, but we have to see that something has to be done for communication. It's not taken for granted. You have to do one step extra and be proactive in the communication. It can seem unfair, but actually we are also getting the benefit of flexibility, right? So otherwise we don't get that benefit. So we have to give something and get the flexibility. So that's how it works. And transparency, again, it's a little related. So we have a very light touch point mechanism, and you can build on more reporting structures depending on the role requirement, right? So you need to pre-agree. So if there is a deliverable, you have two phases. You have a PowerPoint to be delivered by this day. So don't keep everything to be done the day before, to be sent the day before. So you agree, have a project plan in place. Say that I will send you a draft on this day. Then you give me your review comments in 2 days. Then I can do this. And then we will close the project by that day, right? Or close this phase or whatever it is. So clear path can also help them also plan their day, right? So they are not doing this only one work. So we assume sometimes that our work is the most important work for everyone. That sadly need not be the case. So
Right.
for the clients, there are 50 people reporting, 5 people reporting, I don't know. So it's our job to showcase our work in the most favorable light, in the most honest light and most transparent light, and also help the client to see that
Right.
and work with us.
Right, Deepa. I think there are so many questions in the chat box.
Sure.
So now I'd request everybody, they can unmute themselves and ask also. And meanwhile, we can see the questions in the chat also. Can we get support or counseling regarding the areas we could venture into?
So we don't do one-to-one counseling. That I agree is something which can be done. But the thing is, we are also a startup. So there is always a demand and there's always a constraint on the physical time, financial support available, all of those things. So, but we do that in these kind of forums. So if you have any specific question, I can try and answer that in these forums. Also, other thing that can happen is there are our social media handles, that is on Instagram and on Facebook. It's called FlexiBees. It's very simple, the same spelling, FLEXIBEES. So there also we keep posting these tips preparation and different elements of preparation. Then we showcase women who have successfully got a good name with projects, right? So that can also be an inspiration. So and they also share tips as to how they landed jobs. So what did they do differently? What did they study? Whom did they speak to? We call it flexi tips. Then we also showcase testimonials to say again it's all towards the purpose of showing how we work to the extent possible without explaining to every single person, and you can follow that, and I'm sure you can learn from there also. We also have the blog series. Basically, the iRise is a very long blog series on our website actually, and all of this information is also available. We also have a community on Sheros, within Sheros itself, called FlexiBees community, where we do this dissemination. So these are the different ways. Also, what happens is when you get contacted, when you are shortlisted for a role, right? So there also what happens is that because all of us are staffed by women professionals, so even our recruiters are women professionals, all of them have come back from a career break, right? So we never ask, why did you take a break? So, so that is one question we don't care about, right? Because this is why we created it. Whatever reason, something happened, break happened, what is the next step? That is why we are here for you. So the recruitment process also serves as a little bit of a training, because while on the one hand it is to benefit women, the payment actually gets done by the client, right? So we have to put in systems to ensure that there is a match is tight, and finally only when the match is correct, that everyone wins, right? Nobody will be happy if it fails, neither the person working nor the client. Nobody will be happy. So actually our process will be a little rigorous compared to any other process where you just post CV, or it will be more rigorous than clients, because we know the right questions to ask clients. Sometimes clients don't know what finance questions to ask, or any other technical area to ask. So that process itself also little bit warms you up. So you may have to actually study a bit, you may have to read up, then you have to do an assignment and all of those things. That also helps warm you up for facing that role or further roles, as the case may be. Many people have told us that it has been because finally you are honored as a professional, right? Not as a person with a career break, blah blah blah, mother this. Finally you give me your brain, that is enough. So that's where we start from.
Okay. I think Hani Nagdev, you have raised your hand. You can unmute yourself and ask. Krishna, you can ask.
Yeah, thank you, Nisha. So my question is like, can a CA in practice also register under this website, FlexiBees?
No problem. So we will check whatever we want to check based on the client role. So, and that will include, like ma'am was also mentioning, right? So nobody will really prevent you from registering here or there. And depending on what the client's requirement is. So if it is a 2-3 hour role, then, and you have the commitment to deliver it, then why not? So we don't have a problem. Yeah.
Okay. And one more question, Deepaji. So like you said, assignment basis work, or we can take up assignment basis works. So how much does this project counts in the work experience? Let's say a person is working on assignment basis from last 2 years and he is doing pretty good. But throughout the year, he or she will not have the work, right? It may be like 2-3 months where there was a gap.
Right.
So, will that
Good.
count in
Yeah.
the job, in the profile of that person, be in practice or in job?
Good, very good question. So, so I would have answered this question differently 5 or 10 years back, right? So, but today we have something called the gig economy, which is what is the space where, so we are somewhere between the gig economy and full time. So because the gig economy is more transactional, that you come and quit and just do this one job and go away. But we actually place people on long-term roles, which can be done on a part-time basis. That is our aim actually. So because of the hiring models are also changing, right? So it is increasingly respectful and increasingly accepted that you can do work on a freelancing basis or a project basis, right? So and finally everything builds to your experience anyway. So you are doing a project because it is building something to you. And mostly what we have seen is using that project experience, you will be able to land the next one, and then the next one, and the next one. And many times the projects also get converted into a larger engagement or a full-time job. That also we have seen many times it happens. So we have to do our work in that particular assignment as if it's the most important work, right? So that is what we have to give, and that is the attitude to have, and learn as much as you can learn, and of course showcase it well so that you can reach wherever you want to reach.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, anybody else want to ask anything to Deepa Swamiji? Yeah. Meanwhile, I have one question, Deepa ji.
Sure.
How to prepare for a flexible career when you're already in a good earning job? You're having good earning job, but want to shift considering a new career path that might not be financially that much good. So how to prepare for that flexible career?
Okay. So again, because we are seeing that the gig economy is becoming bigger and more acceptable form, there is less of a stigma of working this way, right? So it is, people make choices and people work this way. That said, there will be some practical considerations. So you will have to see the financial position of your family, because by nature you are giving, you want flexibility. So then you will also need to be, you will need to trade off a little bit of the stability for it, because you will need to do pitch for projects, and you will need to continuously keep a pipeline of projects for you to be able to earn continuously. Whereas its salary is, it's a different kind of a mindset, and it's a different kind of a game. So I think the practical considerations of what your family needs, that you will need to think about in terms of commitment, EMI, and which stage of family life are you in, right? So those all of those things play a part.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? I think I have covered most of the queries which most of people have asked me, and you have wonderfully asked all the answers to the queries. If anybody wishing to ask anything to Deepa Swamiji, they are welcome.
I think I got a direct message. Where do we serve the opportunity? Okay, what site do I visit? I think I have answered that.
Okay.
Somebody
On a
is saying,
personal, yeah. On a personal ground, if I ask Deepaji, like what type of problem you faced, as you said that you chose this career because of these, you have having life routine problems, so you have to go for this flexi work hours. So what type of problems you faced, and what type of strength help you to overcome those?
Problems are typically, again, like I mentioned, the gender roles, right? What our society expects. So so even when I would attend interviews, so the question that would be asked is, we are some super XYZ company, and we work night and day. Can you take calls at 1 a.m. in the night? I mean, that's the most biased kind of interview one can have. So at that time it angered me a lot, but I felt powerless. So I mean, those questions would people ask to male candidates. Can I call? Nobody calls people at 1 a.m. in the night. Why would anybody call anybody at 1 a.m. in the night unless something terrible or life threatening is going on? So that kind of a severe bias used to exist. It also exists in many parts today against mothers who are returning from a career break, right?
Exactly.
So that is what made us most angry to solve this problem for mothers as a starting point who are returning after a career break. And today, of course, there are many women who are not mothers who are also needing the flexibility for as a life choice. So they may want to work on different projects at the same time. They like variety, they like to engage in hobbies. So they don't want to work 8 hours, 10 hours. It's the personal freedom and personal choice of all kinds of women get respected. So that bias was a big thing, and of course lack of flexible working opportunity itself, which is what we finally thought, let us create this if nobody is giving us that.
Great. I think Shikha has some questions. Shikha Agarwal, you can, yeah.
Thank you, Nisha. दीपा जी, मैं पूछना चाह रही थी, क्या ये कुछ चार्जेबल बेसिस पे है आपका फ्लेक्सिबल?
नहीं, हम विमेन को चार्ज नहीं करते. So we charge the clients, and the way we have worked out our model to be sustainable ourselves is that we do a back-to-back contracting model, because we do part-time, right? So then we are not able to charge like the various business reasons because of the way we have structured. So there is no registration fees, or if that's what you're asking, there is no registration or anything like that. And we charge at the point when the work happens to the client.
Okay.
And the client background is from all over the globe, or you are targeting customers from India?
So today we have clients all over the globe also. 80% will be from India, but 20% and growing is from Singapore, UAE, Europe, US, because there is no real hurdle. So except like some roles, the time zone may be a problem, but that also there are workarounds these days. Work can be done from anywhere.
So you allocate Indian women to Singapore client also? Is there
Absolutely, yes,
possibility?
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. We have placed.
Thank you, Deepa.
Ji, I'm having a question. Thank you so much for the wonderful knowledge sharing that you have had. My question is in relation to the continuation of what Shikha just asked, wherein I feel that when we are able to accommodate women on an international platform and get them the benefit of this international exposure, what according to you will be the added qualifications or skill sets, which women based in India can take advantage of?
So actually, I think for to do independently work directly from India based on qualifications is a little tough in the accounting profession, right? Because each country will have their own accounting rules. So that way, some certain roles are difficult to do from within India. But that said, there are some fungible things like this project finance. There are information memorandum creation, research work, financial analysis, and so those kind of roles definitely can be done even on an international basis. So yeah, I don't see. In fact, that already happens today.
Yeah. So any added qualification that a woman member would like to take, post her career break, through which she could, take the advantage of this international assignments?
So the qualification that is needed for getting into accounting roles, I doubt that can be done remotely, because you will need that particular exams to be passed. But other than that, whatever needs to be done remotely, I don't see qualification as a big hurdle or an enabler. Whichever qualification or whichever certification you do, together with work experience, is what finally gets showcased and what finally helps convert into a project. So qualification alone, we have not seen as a major factor in finding a role.
Yeah.
That together with project experience, something you have to show that you have done along with that. So that kind of helps.
So what I would continuing my question, Deepa, something like in India, we are having the diploma in information systems audit, and international assignments, you are having the certified information systems audit, which is globally recognized. And on the same footing, we are having forensic auditing and fraud detection in our institute post-qualification course. And on the same platform, we are having an international certification as well. So something on those lines, if that is, is that a mandatory requirement or anything like that?
Unfortunately, we have not gotten roles in this area, so I'm not able to comment on this particular
Okay,
practice.
okay. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Okay, any other questions? I think in chat box there are no questions. So
Ma'am, excuse me.
yeah.
I have a small question to Deepa ma'am. Ma'am, what type of sectors requirements are coming to you on FlexiBees?
Okay.
Like, are there banking sector also which approaches you for the remote working?
Yeah, good question. So, like I mentioned, largely startup companies come to us. So within startup, it is sector agnostic. So it is ed tech is big, food tech is big, healthcare tech. So the thing is, what we also need to do in our preparation is to make our skills fungible to whatever extent is possible across sectors, right? So we actually find it hard to in a traditional industries such as banking, because they are lesser accepting of remote and flexible, those kind of
Yeah, that's
models.
why I just asked
Yes,
this question.
yes,
Ma'am.
yes. So largely the acceptance is coming from startup kind of environments. But what you can do is, for example, if you have, just giving an example here, if you've been in credit risk and if you've been in controlling those kind of positions, what happens is a lot of fintech startups, they also need product development. So for which they need the technical expertise, right? So as a subject matter expert, as a product kind of consultant, your knowledge as on Basel and whatever those things are, they also need those modeling and those credit management, even in the startup space. So, but how you will customize your knowledge and experience to that particular environment, you will have to see, you will have to study a bit and then approach accordingly. But there are those alternatives to banking also, which we have seen.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, I think most of the areas you have covered, Deepaji. Thank you very much for this enlightening, I must say that thought-provoking and wonderful session. You have answered all the questions wonderfully, and I think all of us would be surely benefited out of that. Thank you very much for the session. And one thing I would like to say, all you lovely ladies, you all are knowing that, but we are sometimes not aware about it. See, the population of CA women, you all might be knowing, there is around 82 to 83,000 population of CA women. Among us, 130 crores total population of India. So we are those rare precious gem, वो बोलते हैं ना तराशे हुए हीरे हैं, which are just 0.006% of the total population of India. So we should feel proud on ourselves. And that is the reason I would say that whatever may be our responsibility, but we should give time to our profession. We should live for our profession. We should live for our passion. So thank you. I'm thanking all of you for this wonderful session. And I would request Meera, who is also an artist, she is designing very wonderful flyers for us, to give a formal vote of thanks to Deepaji. And thank you very much, Deepaji, for this wonderful session. Thank you.
Thank you, Nisha. Thank you for conducting so well. And the audience have asked a lot of wonderful questions. I hope it has been of help.
Yeah. Over to you, Meera.
Thank you, Nisha ma'am. Thank you, Deepa ma'am, for the session and acquainting us on the exemplary initiative that you are doing. We observed how you give weightage to meaningful and unconventional roles with the same commitment. And personally, I have known a friend who was on board FlexiBees since 2019, I guess. And that's when I came to know about FlexiBees. I think you even mentioned her, Hetal Patel. She is my friend. And she's into financial analysis and pitch deck making. Right. It was indeed an enriching session, and thank you so much, Deepa ma'am, on behalf of the Ahmedabad branch of ICI. So taking this idea forward, ICI Ahmedabad WMEC has come up with this refresher course to not just encourage but equip women to bounce back in the professional career. We have organized this 1 month course which will cover the basics and updates in the subjects of GST, audit, income tax,
and the emerging areas. So sharing the link in the chat box to register individually or for the entire workshop, it is being offered at a very nominal cost. So we would like to request Deepa ma'am to disseminate this information among your community as well, since it is a virtual series and there is no bar in participation. In case members who intend to join and are having doubts, kindly contact us or Anjali ma'am or any of us, and we would be glad to address them. Posting the link in the chat box and also FAQs. We are trying to make it a very friendly and amicable experience. We urge all the members to register suitably for either the refresher course, coach, or FlexiBiz and leverage these opportunities. Thank you so much.
Let's make a good team of ours. Actually, I want that 76 people, around 80 people join. Let's make a good team of us that whenever we need, we are there with each other. So let's make a good team. Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.